Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I formally call this meeting to order. My name is Matt Smith, and it's my great honour as the Clerk of the Municipality of Meaford to open this inaugural meeting of the 2022 to 2026 Council of the Corporation of the Municipality of Meaford. On behalf of Council and staff, we welcome you today and thank you for participating in this important occasion. Today, our new Council will make their declarations of office and officially take their positions on Council for the next 4 years. Before we do that, we'd like to start with the National Anthem, so please rise for the singing of O Canada. I'd also like to invite the municipality's Chief Administrative Officer, Rob Armstrong, to offer a land acknowledgement.
We would like to begin by acknowledging that we are meeting on the traditional lands and treaty territory of the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation, which includes the Chippewas of Nawash, unceded First Nation, and the Chippewas of Saugeen First Nation. We also recognize the Métis, whose ancestors shared this land and these waters. We extend our gratitude to all Anishinaabe and Métis people and their descendants, past, present, and future, who continue to care for and inhabit these lands and tend to these waters.
Thank you, Rob. We come to the declaration of office for each of the members of council, and each of those elected members must make a solemn promise and declaration prior to officially taking office. This declaration speaks to the office they were elected to and the role that they will perform, and they must also bear allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. We're very fortunate today to be joined by Herman Wilson Siegel, Judge of the Ontario Superior Court of Justice, who will be issuing the declaration of office to the 5 councillors when they take their oaths. Once the declaration has been made, each councillor will be afforded a moment to say a few words. So Councillor Bartley, we'll start with you.
I'll ask each councillor to read the declaration of office and sign it into.
Thank you. I, Stephen Alfred Bartley, having been elected or appointed to the office of councillor in the municipality of Meaford, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and my ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I would disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, consciously believing it to be true and knowing that it is in the same force and effect as made under oath.
Second one.
Thank you. Thank you,
My
sir.
congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I was a little worried the last time I was in front of a judge, it didn't go so well. So, good afternoon. It is a real honor and a privilege to be here. I feel really humbled. During the election debates, I didn't get enough time to say what I really wanted to say. So I'm going to take 15 or 20 minutes now and tell you. I would like to thank many people in the municipality or in this room. First of all, our outgoing mayor, Barb Plumpus. She's taught me many things, many things. Stephen Vance is always full of intelligence. Every one of the staff here have guided me in the last 8 years, and I'm going to help let them guide me into the future. My family's here today. My son, Michael, daughter, Nicole, Amanda, Stephanie, granddaughter, Olivia, Callum, and Weston. I thank you. I thank you for putting up with, no, I can't vote tonight. I've got another 856 pages to read. Most of all, I'd like to thank my campaign manager, my wife, Kim. I love you. Now, in 2014, I ran for council to make this municipality a better place to live. And I believe we have done that, and we're well on our way. So now I pledge to do the best of my ability to work with staff, the council, to make this municipality the best there is in Grey County. And I think we can do that. And I thank you very much.
Councillor Bell, please come and join us.
Again.
I, Tony Maurice Bell, having been elected or appointed to the office of councillor in the municipality of Meaford, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. Thank you. I too have some thank yous and some congratulations to extend. I would like to extend my thank you to my helpers on my campaign. Those that went down to Bogner and helped distribute some of my literature and my signs down in through that area. And I had someone who worked diligently here throughout the actual town of Meaford. So I thank those individuals. I'd also like to thank those that put their names forward and they ran for the office of being a councillor in this municipality. I know that we all listened to everything that they also said. And if it was important for them that they designed a platform on it, I listened to what they said, and I've taken some of their comments to heart. So thank you for stepping forward and wanting to run in the municipality of Meaford. And that's democracy at its best. I'd like to also thank the Bogner Hall, the Chamber of Commerce, and the 55 Club for hosting all candidates' meetings. Those platforms and the ability for those that seek office to engage with a great number of people, that's invaluable. That is right in front of the people, and I thank those groups for doing that. I'd also like to thank my oldest son and business partner. You give me a perspective that as a baby boomer, I sometimes don't have on that fresh lens that you give me. I also like to thank my wife. I couldn't do this alone. I need the support at home. And I know that you care for this municipality as much as I do. And I thank you for time to time for getting me energized to go to council and possibly ask a councillor inquiry. I thank you. I'd like to extend a really heartfelt congratulations to Legislative Services. Mr. Smith, you and your team did an outstanding job with mail-in ballots, going to advanced polls, having a variety of places for people to vote. And the evening of counting the ballots, I was absolutely impressed with the efficiency and the methodology that you used and the number of people that you had on your team to make that come together. That was an outstanding event. And I thank you and your team and all of the staff who participated in that. It was absolutely terrific. To Mayor Kantner-elect, I believe, Ross, that you have a very good council for this next term. With the experience of returning council members and with the fresh new energy and commitment of 2 new members, I think we have a great team. As outgoing mayor, Barb Klumpus always did with myself, and I know she engaged with others. Ross, I invite you to call me and other members of council. That way you will get to know how your council is thinking, and that will give you good, solid footing to bring forward those positive changes that you ran a successful campaign on and are about to become the mayor of this great municipality. I look forward to working with you all. This is my 3rd term, and it is quite humbling when I consider the faith and the trust that people put in someone called Tony Bell. Thank you all, and have a great afternoon.
We'll now move to the first of our new councillors. Councillor Ford, would you like to come and join us?
So read this and then we'll sign both.
Very good. I, Brandon Lauren Forder, having been elected or appointed to the office of councillor in the municipality of Meaford, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truthfully, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. Thank you. Thanks, sir. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you to everybody for being here today. It is an honor to be here. I am so appreciative for this unique opportunity to serve Meaford as a municipal councillor. I would also like to extend a special thanks to my best friend and my wife, Angela, my campaign manager, and my quarterback in life. I couldn't have done this without you, and I know that together you and I can achieve absolutely anything. So you're standing up here beside me today. Over the next 4 years, our community will have to navigate through some real challenges, and many tough decisions will have to be made. As daunting as that may sound, I consider it a privilege to be part of a new council that possesses the right skill sets to get things done. Being a municipal councillor is a serious responsibility, and it is one I do not take lightly. As a first-time councillor, what I may lack in experience right now, I can assure you I will make up for it with my disciplined work ethic. My congratulations to our new mayor, Kantner, Deputy Mayor Keaveney, and my new colleagues, Councilors Bartley, Bell, Greenfield, and Urig. I feel a great deal of synergy among us, and I am pleased to be joining this judicious group for the next 4 years. In addition, I am looking forward to working alongside our municipal staff. These hardworking individuals are the cornerstone of this community's growth and development. I commit to you this afternoon that our contributions will never be measured by the quality of the speeches we make, but by the vigor we find in our resolve to improve the lives of the residents that sent us here. As a team, we are united in our desire to reach a better life for everyone in Meaford. And this is not necessarily a moment for celebration, but it is one for gathering strength and driving for our continued journey together. Let us all come together and participate in shaping the future we all want. Together, we can. Unified, we will. With a council that listens and acts for the will of the people. It is time to seize this opportunity and build a stronger and more united Meaford. Thank you.
From one of our newest councillors to our most longest serving councillor on the new council, Councillor Greenfield, come and join us.
Okay.
I, Harley Ross Greenfield, having been elected or appointed to the office of councillor in the municipality of Meaford, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a script. So I'm not sure if that means I will speak shorter or longer than my fellow council members. It's an honor for me to be elected to serve you, the people of the municipality of Meaford. I want to start by thanking the electorate, first of all, for supporting me. That was very generous of you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you to my wife, Doris. She's been my strength for over 50 years now, and that's much appreciated. My family members, and I have to mention in particular my oldest daughter, Amanda, who put in about 25 hours of campaigning for me, taking aside from her schedule to help me out this fall. That's much appreciated. To her, my other son, my son Philip, my other daughter Heather, and our 3 grandsons, they help push me along, and I'm thankful that they did. Over the next 4 years, you're going to see some considerable changes in the municipality of Meaford. In the urban area, certainly, but also in the rural area. I know in the rural area, it's already started. I mean, we still have the wheat fields, the grain corn, the soybeans, the beef and dairy. But we're also being blessed by some very new, innovative agricultural practices. We've got wineries, we've got cideries, we've got a brewery. And even our traditional apple industry that was started back in 1850 up along the shores of Cape Rich, it's certainly got a new aspect to it. All you have to do is drive out Highway 26 and see how our illustrious apple industry is maturing. In the urban area, we have more residential development proposals than we have. Well, I'm going to say ever have. That's going to mean changes. I'm not opposed to change. I support it. I welcome it. Hopefully, these new residential units will mean more population. More population should translate into more dollars coming into our municipality. And I'm hoping those dollars can stay here. I'm hoping they will inspire new shops, new services, new stores, new employment, and some new taxes too. I'm a little biased, but I think we have a great council going forward. 4 experienced members, and Mr. Uhrig and Mr. Forder, the very best we could possibly have for newcomers to join us. I'm looking forward to it, folks, but I'm going to ask you right now, we can't do it alone. We need your help. We need the residents of the municipality to come to us, to contact us, to give us your suggestions, your opinions. Together, we can make this municipality a much better place to live, play, and stay. Thank you.
The 5th and final councillor for this term of office is another of our new councillors, Councillor Uhrig. Please come and join us.
How are you doing? It's all up from here.
Yeah, really.
Yes, then.
Yeah. I, Robert John Urick, having been elected or appointed to the office of councillor in the municipality of Meaford, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act, and I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as it made under oath. Thank you. Well, they always say make an entrance, so might as well do it that way. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And I want to thank again, as many of my illustrious companions have said before, it's all thanks to many, many people. I want to thank all those people that helped with the campaign. I want to thank those people that actually voted for me and attended the various debates, got involved. It was really great to see the involvement from the population to get involved in the process. I would also like to thank my wife, Darris, who has already put up with my volunteerism for the last 4 years and kind of doing too many things. And I promised this would actually be less. And I know I can't keep that promise. So let's start from there. But I will try and limit it as best I can. So when they said we could say a few words, I thought how best to put this. And I thought I would, with apologies to Charles Dickens and with Christmas around the corner, I thought I'd invoke a little Christmas carol and talk about three ghosts. There's a ghost of Meaford past. So having grown up in Meaford, I can attest about what a great place this is to grow up, work, live, play. It's a phenomenal history that this town has. Great community sport, great volunteerism. It's an amazing community to be part of. With the past, I mean, there's warts on everything. And I know there was times that there were turbulent years financially. And so from a past perspective, I've got to give kudos to past councils and everybody in the community who turned this community around from financial level. So I give credit to even just the last couple of councils that did so much work in kind of bringing that around, turning around for us. It was really, really good, good work and great, sets us up for a great future. Meaford present brings us to where we are today. And I'm proud to be here. And I'm really pleased to be working with these gentlemen and of course the one lady that's on here, and there should be more. But we really are so lucky to have you with us, Shirley. But I've worked with many of these people through my various organizational volunteerism in the last 4 years. And I'm really confident that we can work together as a team. And I'm really pleased that it's this group of people, because I think it's a very functional, rational, logical group that has nothing but the best interests of Meaford at heart. And I think we will work together as a team. Finally, in Meaford future, as Harley said, we've got so much coming down the pike, so much is going to change. And when you think about Meaford future, we are really doing this for future generations. I look out and I see various children in the crowd, and those are our next generations. And we are merely the keepers and the stewards of this esteemed body to try to pass that along. So it's our responsibility to make sure that we're going to do the best that we can do to make sure that we flourish, make sure that it grows responsibly, and that we work together to make it the best it can possibly be. So thank you everyone again for coming, and I really look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
We'll now move to the position of Deputy Mayor, and I'll invite Shirley Keaveney to the stage.
Read that. Sign that.
Thank you. I, Shirley May Keaveney, having been elected or appointed to the office of Deputy Mayor in the municipality of Meaford, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truthfully, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
And sign that. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to the inauguration of our 2022 to 2026 Municipality of Meaford Council. I am delighted to be returning as your deputy mayor for this next term. You have placed your trust in me, and I will work hard every day to be worthy of it. Even though I was acclaimed and didn't have to launch a full campaign, I want to thank those who supported me during this election period and since I was elected in 2014, especially my wonderful sons, Brandon and Josh. And as well, my campaign manager, Phil Kant. Phil challenges me each and every day, which has made me a stronger, better informed, and more fearless deputy mayor. I want to express my best wishes to past Mayor Barb Klumpus as she embarks on her well-deserved retirement. Thank you for your guidance, your professionalism, and your never-ending dedication to your role as leader of this municipality and this council. You are leaving Meaford a better place. Congratulations to our new mayor, Ross Kantner. I'm looking forward to working by your side at both our local and the county council table. To my colleagues who were re-elected, Steve Bartley, Tony Bell, and Harley Greenfield, I offer my sincere congratulations. I look forward to continuing to work together for the community we all love. It has truly been a pleasure to serve with you these past 2 terms. I'm very proud of our accomplishments and excited for the work we still have to do. During our time together, I have learned from you, laughed with you, and have always respected each of you. Welcome to the new members of our Horseshoe, Councilors Rob Uhrig and Brandon Forder. You are both great additions to our team. You bring business and community knowledge, which is invaluable in our decision-making. The next 4 years are going to bring much change to Meaford, just as the last 4 brought our new library, super school, nursing home, new businesses to our main street, and many new residents, young families in particular. Our first and possibly most important task will be to create our community vision and to determine our strategic priorities. This direction will guide every decision we make going forward. During this term, we will see new developments going forward. Loon Call, for example, will bring much needed attainable housing units to our community. We will have provincial tribunal decisions on Skydev and the Georgian Harbor project, and we should know whether or not the TC pumped energy storage is approved. Along with this economic growth, council will have to grapple with the impacts of inflation. We will continue with infrastructure capital projects, and we will continue to work to attract more good paying jobs to Meaford. I will work every day alongside this dedicated and talented council, our new mayor, and the municipality's amazing staff led by our CAO, Rob Armstrong. And here's my request to you, join us in this work. This is a municipality that has been forged through challenges by working together, and it's together we can ensure that our best days are yet to come. Thank you very much.
Finally, we move to the office of mayor, and so I'll invite our new mayor, Mayor Kantner, to come to the stage.
Again. Again, the routine. Yes.
I, Carl Ross Kantner, having been elected or appointed to the office of mayor in the municipality of Meaford, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I will make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I will now ask Justice Wilton Siegel to present Mayor Kantner with the municipality's chain of office.
Congratulations.
Mayor Kantner will give his inaugural address following the affirmation of the Code of Conduct, which comes next. The Municipal Act is the piece of legislation that governs everything a municipality in Ontario does, setting out rules and guidance on what we can do and how we can do it. Section 223 of that Act requires that Council adopts a Council Code of Conduct to govern members of Council. Today, all of our members of Council will make a solemn pledge to uphold the tenets of that code. So I'll ask Justice Wilton Siegel to read the introduction and then for Council to stand and read the rest of the affirmation.
Council members, having taken your declaration of office, I'd ask that you please verbally recite as a group the following statement of affirmation of the Council Code of Conduct with these persons here present bearing witness to your solemn pledge. Beginning, we, the members of the
2026 Council of Corporations of the Municipality of Meaford solemnly affirm and promise to uphold the standards as set out in the Council Code of Conduct. We shall act in a way that enhances public confidence in local government, fulfill our duties honestly while exercising reasonable care and diligence, seek to advance the common good of the community in which we serve, refrain from behavior that could constitute an act of disorder or misbehavior, and foster transparency and openness in decision making.
Council, would you mind standing? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Council of the Municipality of Meaford for 2022 to 2026. I will now invite Mayor Kantner to assume the chair of this meeting and give his inaugural address.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank the Honorable Herman Wilton Siegel for presiding at today's inaugural meeting. Thank you, sir. And I want to thank our families and friends for supporting us today. Unfortunately, my family is in Guelph, remaining safe during this storm. But thanks to Rogers Grey County, I think they'll have the opportunity to view this occasion on YouTube. I especially want to thank Ruth Ann today for standing beside me through all that goes with public service. And it's quite a lot, I realize. And it seems to be a lot more lately. On behalf of all of us on stage, we appreciate the presence of those of you here representing community groups and service clubs that play such an important role in making our community. And I want to thank many volunteers who make the municipality of Meaford so welcoming and inclusive. And I certainly also want to thank the many people who worked on my campaign and supported us. It's much, much appreciated. By today's formal ceremony, we have committed to conducting the business of the corporation with integrity and respect for all. This chain of office, which I will wear at council meetings and on formal occasions, was designed by Councillor Tony Bell. As well as symbolizing my responsibility of head of council, the coat of arms reflects the diversity and importance of our founding communities. Each link on this chain celebrates one of the hamlets, villages, crossroads, or settlement areas of the municipality forged by the union of Sydenham and St. Vincent townships and the town of Meaford. We can all take pride in our rich heritage, and I am truly honored to wear it. And it's not quite as heavy as I thought it would be. Today, you have my commitment to work hard to build on the solid foundation laid by Barb Clumpus during her 2 terms as mayor. Her legacy includes this marvelous hall, the Meaford Culture Foundation, our new community school, the campus of care taking shape on the old elementary school site, and the new library and parquet. These are tremendous achievements that distinguish her time in the mayor's office. Thank you very much, Barb. My campaign called for a slight alteration of course, and the reason is Meaford is not the same municipality as when I ran for office in 2018. Despite the pandemic, or possibly reinforced by it, we saw $100 million in building permits in 2021. Our population has grown by 4.5% since 2016. If the Ontario Pump Storage Project goes ahead, a $4.5 billion mega project could be in operation here by the end of the decade. So a course alteration is needed to ensure that we manage the growth we know is coming as best we can, given the provincial government tinkering with some of the pillars of development planning. The decisions your new council will make in the next 4 years will be felt for generations to become, because as we grow, as people have already acknowledged, we are going to change. So we must strive to protect the vital agriculture industry that drives our economy. We must strive for a vibrant downtown that continues to inspire pride, attract visitors, and investment. And we must strive for housing that meets the needs of people of all ages and stages. Simply trying will not be good enough. Without a concerted effort by this council, the changes coming will impact each of these things that, taken together, make Meaford the place we love, the place that gives us pride in our past, hope, and confidence in our future. And I'm here to tell you that I have never been more optimistic about our future than I am today. We're going to have a strong new council that is a blend of tested experience and forward-thinking newcomers. I've never been very athletic, but I am aware of the parallels between municipal governance and sports. And when I look at our council team, I think, who's playing what position and what are their specialties? It strengthens the council when you have a number cruncher like Steve Bartley, who invests as much as 100 hours each year analyzing the budgets of our municipal neighbors. Similarly, I see Deputy Mayor Shirley Keaveney as our coach. She knows the game, is a strategist, and works quietly behind the scenes to nurture our potential skills and abilities. And in case you're wondering, I equate the mayor's role to the captain, whose job is to lead and inspire and also maintain control in the most pressurized situations. Speaking of Shirley, I look forward to working with her at County Council. 25 cents or more of every tax dollar goes to the county for important second-tier services that we all benefit from, but very few ratepayers could actually list. It's important that your mayor and deputy are on the same page on most things. Otherwise, you could cancel each other's vote and Meaford would lose its voice at the county level. Your new council is supported by a strong team of professionals who are doing their utmost to help us hit the ground running. I'm pleased to tell you today that every councillor has received a USB stick with all 19 sections of the Municipal Act, the Conservation Authorities Act, the Building Code Act, the Environmental Assessment Act, the Heritage Act, the Ontario Land Tribunal Act, and 12 other provincial acts. It contains the Grey County Official Plan, all of our bylaws, plans, strategies, policies, and reports, and everything is clearly indexed. So no longer should it be necessary for us to ask staff to research and report on any of these things because each of us now have them all at our fingertips. And very soon, our meeting agendas will fulfill Councillor Bell's idea of a routine CAO and senior staff update that will inform council of whatever is new at every meeting. Typically, the first order of business for a new council is to take some time to consider strategic priorities. And at the beginning of the last term, together with staff, we set the 5 priority areas of growing our economy, investing in infrastructure, strengthening our community, leading in municipal government, and ensuring sustainability. I see these as the pillars that will continue to enable staff to align departmental plans and budgets with our long-term goals. They should serve us well and I believe far into the future. And so I am recommending that we take this time at the outset of our term to plan some strategic projects to be accomplished over the short and the midterms. For example, restructuring our advisory committees and getting them back up and running as quickly as possible. And I know that our patriarch, Councillor Harley Greenfield, now into his 3rd decade of public service, is a strong advocate for advisory committees. And he has some exciting plans to combine some existing and new committees. The municipality of Meaford has attracted a motherlode of talented and experienced professionals who are able and willing to propel us into a more successful future. Now, during the campaign, much was said about the lack of and need for a guiding vision. That should certainly be a strategic project. Often it was suggested that the official plan should speak to our vision, and I think it does. The retiring council just approved our updated official plan following a very thorough public process. So we have the rationale as well as considerable public input, and we'll be looking to articulate our municipal vision and also how to validate it. Before moving on, I want to recognize publicly that there has never been a more challenging time for municipal staffs everywhere. That's because we have never faced the confluence of high inflation, labor shortages, supply chain disruptions, and a lingering pandemic that continues to affect our hospitals, schools, and communities. And Charles Dickens has already been invoked once today. I'm going to do it again. He wrote, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the spring of hope, it was the winter of despair." Personally, I'm an optimist, and I believe that by working together, your council and staff will deliver positive growth with tangible benefits this new term. Now, like every other new mayor, I did take a sneak look at some of the addresses that have been written before. And reading one, these next few lines just jumped right off the page at me. We must maintain our focus on developing and protecting our waterfront, making it accessible to all residents, along with building a downtown that is vibrant, walkable, and a destination for all. And again, quote, "We've grown out, but now it is time we quite literally grow up through intensified development, but only where it makes the most sense to do so." We have to instill a culture of greater openness and transparency and maintain strong civic leadership. So who made these points that seem to fit some of our circumstances today? It was actually Mayor Bonnie Crombie in her inaugural address to a city that turned 40 in 2018, and that is the city of Mississauga. She also said, "While we move forward, we cannot ever forget our past. In fact, we must embrace our history and learn from it to forge our new path forward." And again, the same can be said of Meaford today, because in just one short year from now, Meaford will mark its sesquicentennial. And I'm confident that this council will take steps to properly recognize and celebrate the milestone of 150 years of town history. Now, I know that Meaford is no Mississauga, nor would we want it to be. But Bonnie Crombie went on to talk about the need for continued economic development, maintaining a competitive tax rate, attracting new investments, and creating jobs for residents, all things that concern us here in Meaford today. She went on to say, "We must always ensure that the needs of our local businesses are met. We can and we must do more to meet their needs." That's also true of Meaford today. Our economic development strategy must be focused on attracting, retaining, and encouraging business on all levels. We need to recognize the leading edge work that the Meaford Chamber of Commerce is doing and work together to make it easier to get into business and to succeed in business. I believe we can look forward to a closer working relationship between council and the chamber now that you have elected Brandon Forder and Rob Uhrig, two chamber stalwarts, to the new council. And on behalf of the incumbents, I welcome Rob and Brandon to the next phase of their civic service. Chamber membership has been growing as we've been growing in the municipality. There are 161 business members of the chamber, and it estimates there are between 400 and 450 businesses operating in the municipality of Meaford. And I just want to say how excited I am about the chamber's Christmas on the Bay. For 4 days, starting December 1st, our market square right out here is going to be the heart of Southern Georgian Bay. When you go home tonight, Google Christmas on the Bay, and I think you'll agree that this event promotes charming historic Meaford and our agriculture and tourism in ways that will bring people to Meaford and keep them coming back. Now, while I'm optimistic and enthusiastic about our potential, I have to acknowledge that for some people in our community, this is the winter of despair. We cannot afford to leave anyone behind. A major accomplishment of the last council is our safety and well-being partnership aimed at upstream, meaningful changes for all residents and service providers, a catalyst for greater safety, health, and well-being in our community. The timing could not have been better because we know there is more food insecurity today than most of us have ever seen. We can trace that to the fact that many people are spending 50% of their earnings on housing, when it should be more like 30%. The Safety and Wellbeing Report identified many gaps in the provision of services to our most vulnerable citizens. It's vital that we work hard to close more of those gaps every year. And it also points to the fact that one of our immediate projects has to be to work closely with various regional initiatives, Grey County, and senior governments to stimulate affordable and attainable housing within the municipality. No one can deny that there is a housing crisis that threatens social and economic stability from coast to coast. No one should say that housing is a provincial and federal matter and that municipalities have no role to play. And now in closing, I just want to inform you that I will have a small office at 21 Trowbridge Street. And as your mayor, I intend to keep some regular hours there. I invite you to come in and discuss your concerns and your ideas. And if you live in any part of rural Meaford and prefer, I can come to you. I will also continue to keep in touch on my Facebook page. And finally, I have committed this council to an open town hall type meeting 100 days or so into this term. It will be an opportunity for residents and to ask councilors and staff their questions and to offer their suggestions. Now your new council looks forward to getting to work on your behalf. Thank you very much.
From here, I'll invite Mayor Kantner to adjourn the meeting.
Now declare this meeting adjourned.
There are some light refreshments downstairs in the galleries, and you're all most welcome to join us there and celebrate this new council. Thank you for being here today.